I'd like to mention that it is not like a one size fits all.
Yeah.
It all depends with the insurance company that you want to partner with.
Okay.
That's why we come into play to help you. I do a need analysis and understand your need at that moment.
Yeah.
And also the budget comes into play.
Yeah.
So for example, I had mentioned earlier that you can get inpatient only, you can get inpatient and outpatient, you can get inpatient, outpatient, dental and optical, and you can get all of them.
Okay.
Yes.
As a package.
And also maternity.
Okay.
Yeah.
Everyone, karibuni sana back to our YouTube channel. This is our second episode. It is yet another moment for us to speak about business, about many things that go on as entrepreneurs. So my name is Rosemary Karoki.
And I'm Jill Ngosi.
Karibuni sana. So on this particular episode, we'll be speaking more about insurance. It's off the topic a bit, but it's also something that we've realized is as important as a business, literally. So, and Jill happens to be an expert in that particular sector, and she's actually the one who will be doing most of the talking today to ensure she talks. So yeah, so Jill.
Thank you so much. How have you been?
I've been okay. Mahoma, parenting, business, but I'm okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm Jill Ngosi, founder of Gyrospace Insurance Agency. We do all types of insurance company. We help individuals and companies find the best insurance policies in the industry. The company was formed in 2021, but I had an experience. I got my certification in 2015 at the College of Insurance. So for you to sell insurance in Kenya, you need to be certified.
Yes.
Yeah.
When you say certified, do you mean, is there a college that exists for that particular certificate, or do you get it from any other college, like a usual degree or diploma?
Yes, universities, I think University of Nairobi offers a course in insurance.
Okay.
But for me, I did the Certificate of Proficiency at the College of Insurance. It is in South Sea.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you do an exam, then you pass, then you're issued a license, which you need to renew every year.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you've been renewing yours since 2015?
Not 2015. I opened the agency in 2021 when I decided to get into the insurance space.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I still did it like a freelancer. So in 2021 is when I decided to register the company and just do it as a full-time job. So what do you know about insurance?
What I do know about insurance is people have this misconception of insurance people being very, they work a lot.
Okay.
No, I don't know. You can demystify the myth and tell us if actually it's true or not, because I've also come into contact with insurance people, agents, who are actually very well kept. They are doing well for themselves. So can you tell us a bit more about what's that about, expecting insurance people to just be, yeah.
Okay, insurance is an intangible product. This means that you cannot touch it. So how you present yourself determines if you're going to sell or not. So for example, you come to me, you don't understand the product well, you don't look the part. Of course, as a normal human being, I'll judge you from how you look. But we need to change that and just try to listen to these people and educate yourself about insurance. Just know the product. In our first episode, we mentioned a bit about insurance and how people package themselves.
Yes.
Personally, I've never met an insurance person, and I'm in the industry. No one has ever tried to sell insurance to me. I don't know if I don't look the part or...
Or you just don't look like you want to be approached by those people.
Not really, I'm
maybe
nice.
You just be wearing a face for seriousness. And
No.
like, no.
Honestly, I've never met, I've
okay.
never interacted with a sales agent, depending on what product they're selling.
Yeah.
Yes. So it also depends on how you package the product and what these people need. So you do a need analysis and know how to market your product. So that is just the basis of it.
Okay, that's interesting. But still, I think, can you tell us more about the perception of insurance people being too into your business? They keep calling your phone, Bana. You give their number and you're just like, every time, Jill calling. What's that about? I mean, you can be pushy, but you're not nagging.
Okay.
Personally, I haven't experienced any insurance person But a friend of mine told me, Mimi, one day I got my number, I gave my number to an insurance lady, and she kept calling me, pestering me every day. She's calling me, she's calling me, she's calling me. So this friend of mine decided to pay the insurance
Just
once because that was she was buying her freedom back.
Okay.
What's your say about
I think
that?
it is just the understanding of insurance, because it is 3%. There's a 3% penetration of insurance in Kenya.
Currently.
Yes.
That's so little.
That says a lot about how we are as a country, and we don't want to educate ourselves, or we don't want to give room for maybe learning new things in the market. Insurance is more of a risk transfer. This means that you will financially protect yourself.
Yeah.
Because some of the major things that take our money is medical, education, and home settlement, buying a home.
Yeah.
And insurance companies offer products that can help you either save short-term or long-term towards these things that we want in life.
Okay.
Yes.
So you feel like people are not well educated and they misunderstand insurance. Is that what you're trying to say?
And that's why we are here, just to educate people about insurance.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's actually interesting because especially when you say education, half the parents don't actually know that you can pick up a policy for a child who is not yet born.
Yes.
And start saving for them even before they are born.
For as low as 2,000 shillings, you can imagine that.
And with that, in a period of 8 years or 10 years or whatever period an insurance company pays the maturity amount, you're able to have money to take your child to a comfortable school at that point without really struggling or going back to your pocket. I think most parents don't know that that's an option in Kenya.
Yes, for the education policy is part of life insurance. So as you know, there are 3 types of insurance providers. That is the general insurance, the life insurance companies, and the composite. Composite insurance company means that you can either buy life or general in the same company. So for the education policy, that's a life insurance cover. It is short-term and long-term, depending on your need. Yes.
I feel like it also depends on the type of school you're going to take your child. For example, if you're taking your child to a CBC school versus a maybe international baccalaureate, what they call the IB system, the terms are going to be different, of course, because the fees are different. Is that true or not?
Yes, and also it depends on the talent of your kid and how much, considering inflation at that moment, that education will cost. Yes.
So it's also good that parents understand that insurance can also be a saving option for you to take your child to school.
Yes.
It's not basically just for, at you have a car and you're getting an insurance. Because people also have that thing for, insurance, hiyo lazima ni ya magari. They don't really...
Motor insurance is compulsory in Kenya. As I think you know by now. So there's 2 types of motor insurance, that is the third party and the comprehensive cover. So many variables come into play, that is the year of manufacture and the function of the vehicle. If it's an Uber, the rate is a bit higher compared to a comprehensive vehicle or a comprehensive cover where you just leave your vehicle at the parking, considering
the risk aspect.
Yes. So Uber, every time is on the road, day and night, so the rate is a bit higher than the normal comprehensive cover.
Okay, and what about PSV? And PSV, by PSV I mean not Uber but matatus.
What about it?
How is the insurance like? Because I feel like they have a particular insurance company that deals with them. Given some time, it can be a chaotic industry.
For PSV covers, there's a specific insurance that offer that. Yes, not every insurance company can offer such kind of insurance cover. And it also depends with the how many years the vehicle is, like there are insurance companies that cannot take a vehicle that is more than 15 years old. Did you know that?
I didn't until now. So if it's 15 years, it has been manufactured 15 years, they can't be covered. So more than 50, but it also depends with the insurance company. Some can take you in depending on when you got on the cover. Okay, interesting. Okay, now that we've spoken a bit on each insurance types, I'd say, what exactly is insurance? Because there's someone seated and they don't know what insurance is. So what is insurance?
Insurance is basically the transfer of risk.
Okay.
Yeah.
So is this like a contract? So you get into a contract with a company that now you transfer the risk to that company. In case an eventuality happens to me, then I am covered by, someone. I'm
Yes.
assuming that
It is a contract, and it also depends with the term.
Yeah.
So there are long-term contracts and short-term contracts.
Okay.
Contracts. So for like a medical cover, that is 1 year. If you don't use it, it goes, I wouldn't say to waste, but you have depleted the cover.
Okay. Why is it that sometimes, when you meet someone alafu they ask you, why would I get a medical insurance? Yet, I don't go to the hospital. And I know it depletes after a year. I do know that. But sometimes, it just doesn't make sense, Bana, you're paying for a whole year. And then it depletes. And I know that those are probably terms of the insurance company. And it's business for sure. But sometimes it feels like someone is,
Let me ask you.
Yeah.
We are in March. Yeah. Have you gotten any notification about being added to a group, savings group?
Yeah.
For medical or funeral? Yes. What if we turn things around and create a plan where we are able to cater for this?
By that you mean get a medical cover?
Yes.
That would be interesting because when you get an emergency or you need to take someone to the hospital, then you don't need to go and ask for money from people. Yeah,
and currently it's very flexible.
Yeah.
You can get an inpatient cover, an inpatient and an outpatient cover, inpatient, outpatient maternity, and there are other riders that come into play, that is the dental and the optical.
Okay.
Yes.
Explain to in layman's language, what is a rider in insurance?
A rider is like an add-on.
Okay.
Yes.
So it's just an advantage of you taking that insurance.
Yes.
They add something on top
at a better rate than getting it separately.
Assuming someone has a business and burglary happens, so someone comes and steals your equipment, for example, in a salon or anything, what type of insurance do you advise them to have in case that happens?
That's a business insurance cover. Yes. So it varies. It's part of the general business.
Okay.
It comes in at different packages depending on the space and the type of risk that you will
encounter in case something happens.
Yes, in case.
Okay.
Because there are people who have put like good measures. They've put CCTVs and they have put, for example, if it's a company that sells cameras.
Yeah.
They have done a very good infrastructure in terms of the enhancement of the doors and security measures.
Yeah.
So you wouldn't be charged as the other person who has not done anything.
Okay.
Yes.
So that business cover, I know you know of a guy who happened to not have taken an insurance even after you'd spoken to them for eons.
Yes.
And he happened to lose a few of his equipment. Can you tell us the story?
So this happened, I was talking to this specific prospect who I intended to convert to be my client. So I was talking to him about the type of materials that he used for his business.
Yeah.
Allow me not to mention the business.
Okay.
But then he had a lot of, I'd say, expensive products in the business.
Yeah.
Then I visited the shop like 2 weeks ago, and he just told me that some burglars came in and asked the people who are in the store to get down on their knees and to surrender their phone. And it was in the morning, so you can imagine. You have your phone there, you have your handbag, you have laptops. So they come and picked whatever they needed to pick, and they walked off. And there was no camera in the shop. So this means that I want to approach it in two different sections, because the individuals that were there were not covered. But if the business owner had taken an insurance cover, it would have covered him.
And
so
the people?
Yes.
Okay.
No, personally you need a personal there's a different product, that's a different type of insurance for the people who are moving around with, that is, forgotten the name, oh my goodness.
The name of the cover?
Yes, the name
but
of the
I'm
cover.
asking, if you're in a shop that has
Yeah, you need your own.
You do need your own, but if I'm in a shop that has been covered and I have been stolen from, aren't I going to be compensated with the owner?
You need your own home insurance that covers your movable, whatever you move out of the house with.
So case in point, if this guy had been insured, these ladies wouldn't have been compensated?
They would have been compensated if they had their own home insurance cover, which covers the furniture and everything that you get out of the house with. For example, phones,
laptops,
jewelry, laptops, etc.
Okay.
Yes.
Interesting. But this guy, because he didn't have a cover, he lost his equipment and he had to go back into his pocket.
And maybe he lost his clients because
who
I might
to
not go back to places
shop.
that is not
secure.
So this is very important as business people to secure our businesses and get an insurance for that. It's not expensive.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
How much is the least you can get when you have? Do you have like a round figure or?
No, I wouldn't say that. It depends with a lot of factors.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Jill Masinzachi, how do you quantify an insurance as being short term or a long term? What criteria do you use?
A short term insurance policy is 1 year or less.
Yeah.
And a long term is between 10 to 20 years.
Okay.
Yeah. So most of the life products are mostly have a long term.
Okay.
That's why they're called long term.
Yeah.
And just like saving, power of compounding, this means that it's long term.
Yeah.
So you have to be really invested in it, understand the goal, and know what you're getting yourself into.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's, for example, take education policy, and tell me, like, explain to a new parent what's like a term for education policy. What is the shortest term? Exactly. I know there are many factors to consider, but can you give us an example of like if you're picking an insurance from insurance A, and for example you want to save, for example, 5,000. If your child is like 3 years today, and you're looking to save for like 8 years, is it going to, it's 3 years, so you will have to, do you do like a math for you to identify how many years you're going to tell a parent, okay, you can save for 10 years, or you can save for 15 years? I mean, do you have to ask someone what is their savings goal term?
Yeah, we need to understand your age, number one, and we also need to know where the kid is at that moment, because it will be able for us, it will make us be able to calculate how much they will need at that moment, factoring in the inflation period.
Yeah. There's also something that just crossed my mind, and this is about bodabodas. Do they get insurance?
Yes, they need to be on cover. You can either get comprehensive cover or third party, and also get another one which is a personal accident cover, which covers you up to a certain limit. Not everything is paid. There's a certain limit. That's why when you're reading your policy document, you need to understand up to what levels with the insurance, up to what amount will the insurance be able to cover you.
Okay.
Yes.
Because I think that's something that they don't tell boda people a lot, because you don't understand why some of them are a bit reckless. And not all of them, just
and
some
it's
of
not
them.
expensive when you think about it. Yes, it varies with the insurance companies, maybe 5,000. But some, for example, the ones who come into town, they say like you will find a rider who might not want you to take into the CBD, take you into the CBD because they don't have insurance. And you can also, the other insurance companies that give you an option of lipa pole pole. So it's very flexible. I mean, there's no excuse not to have an insurance cover. Yeah. Because it's a very risky business to be in, and you've seen a lot of motorbikes confiscated in police stations, and a lot of accidents that they cause and they just flee.
Because they don't have the cover, so they don't want to find themselves on the other side.
Yes, of the law.
Interesting. Okay, so clearly insurance is interesting, and it's also not just the kusumbua watu.
And it is also affordable.
Actually, that's the other thing. The affordability and the flexibility.
Yes.
I learned that you can actually save. If you pick a cover, for example, for 2,000, and you want to add on to your 2,000, you can be adding. You don't have to save 2,000 for the next 20 years.
And also, I usually advise people to take more than 2,000 because life happens. Sometimes you're not able to pay, so you will be able to have flexibility to reduce the amount. Still stay on the cover and not lose the focus of the main goal. Yes.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So it's better you save more than 2,000. So
More
in
than
case you want to
2,000.
downgrade,
Yes.
you're still within the limits. Because I think 2,000 is the limit
That is the
for most insurance companies.
yes.
Not all of them, but for most of them.
So it depends. Personally, I think at every level in a human being, you need insurance. From the time you're born, from the time you go to school,
Yeah.
when you get married,
Yeah.
up to retirement. So
Yes.
you have covered all types of insurance.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, and the retirement one now that you mentioned, what is why? Can you tell us a bit more about?
So it depends
retirement?
with your daily use.
Yeah.
Do you know how much you spend per day, per month?
Okay.
So that's where it comes in.
Okay.
I think it's very important to take into account how much your expenses are, put a budget towards it, so you will be able to understand how much you can put aside without straining.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So that then you can save towards your retirement.
Yes. So towards the retirement, you'd say, like, for example, somebody likes hosting people.
Yeah.
They spend about 20,000 per day. And during retirement, sometimes, I mean, some people get into businesses.
Yeah.
Some people need more than 1 or 2 helps in their compounds.
Yeah.
Do you have a budget for that? Whatever the government is offering us, is it enough towards that? If you do simple mathematics of 10,000 in the next 15 years,
Yeah.
how much will you be able to save? So we do a calculation and we work it backwards just to understand how much you will be able to
Save in
save
a
towards
span of
it.
15.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting. So yeah, insurance is broad and it's not as complex as a lot of people usually say it is. Personally, now my mind is already at a different place. I won't be seeing insurance as as that
Like
one.
Sumbua?
Hey, Bala. Keep calling me, hey, Rosie, Rosie. I'm like, hey, boss, you just leave me. I'll
But they
call
want you to
when
be covered so
yeah,
that you
but you
manage
can't
risk.
keep banging my phone every time.
Or maybe
Hey,
that
like,
is the wrong prospect for the business, because somebody who understands
Yeah.
will not will pick your call
Yeah.
and tell you.
But also, as an insurance agent, you have to know your limits. You can't also be very pushy because there are people who don't like being nagged.
So, for example, if they don't call you, then you get into an accident the next minute.
I won't.
Riswa. Anyway, it's a good conversation to have.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
anyway, I feel like they should be chilled, easy, and not overly, overdo it. Don't overdo it.
Okay.
Kidogo kidogo, you can leave a message here and there. In fact, a message is better. Calling maybe once in 3 days or once in a week. But messaging,
Okay, wamesikia. They are the insurance people.
meskia. Sawa.
Yeah.
Speaking more about insurance, there is a particular area we didn't cover and we'd like to delve into. That is money market. So I don't know what you have to say about money market, because it's the in thing right now for many people. Why? Because they feel it's flexible and you can save any amount depending on the insurance insurance company you're using. What do you have to say about that?
In fact, I'd like to appreciate the type of marketing that most insurance companies have come up with in regards to money market, because so many people ask about it.
Yeah.
When you talk to a client, they're like, "Nai, money market, how does it work?" So it means that
They know.
some education has been done towards it, which
Yeah.
is a very good thing.
Yeah.
So money market is an emergency fund
Okay.
for short-term goals. Depending on the insurance company still, you're able to withdraw your money, but not on the spot. So it gives you a period to think about, do I need to withdraw this money or not?
Okay.
So I like that aspect of
Yeah.
not being able to withdraw at that moment.
Okay.
Because if you are able to, for example, you saw a nice shoe
Yeah.
and you wanted to buy it instantly, but you're not able to withdraw at that spot.
Okay.
So the period that you'll be left out before you withdraw the money, you'll be able maybe to change mind and make a good financial decision.
Okay.
So it can come up into, you can use money market for anything, for short-term goals, for traveling. You can even decide to save towards going to the next World Cup. So this means that this money makes money when you're sleeping. So it's a very good product.
So it's a type of what is called passive
Unit
income.
trust, yes.
Oh, it's a part of the unit trust.
Yes, and passive
okay.
income.
Okay.
Yeah, depending on the amount still, there are different rates depending on the insurance company.
Yeah.
They vary.
Yeah.
So keep checking the newspapers. You will see the current rates. But
Yeah.
you can still get in touch. We can help you get the best rate from the best service provider in the market.
That's for sure, because last I checked with a certain insurance company, it was at 11.95, 98 or 95, 98, and definitely going upwards, obviously.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can comment below, and then we can get in touch with you. If you have any question on MMF or insurance, or travel insurance, life insurance, medical insurance, especially medical as well. So yeah, you can leave your comments and we'll get back to you. Speaking of medical, there is what is in medical insurance, there's types, there's how insurance covers medical depending on what you're going to there for. For example, if you're not unwell, but you're looking to get an insurance, a medical insurance in case something happens, or you're planning on getting pregnant, or you have a pre-existing condition. Can you tell us about those bits? Just maybe in few words.
I'd like to mention that it is not like a one size fits all.
Yeah.
It all depends with the insurance company that you want to partner with.
Okay.
That's why we come into play to help you. I do a need analysis and understand your need at that moment.
Yeah.
And also the budget comes into play.
Yeah.
So for example, I had mentioned earlier that you can get inpatient only, you can get inpatient and outpatient, you can get inpatient, outpatient, dental and optical, and you can get all of them.
Okay.
Yes.
As a package.
And also maternity.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So for the maternity, you need to wait for 11 months up to a year because you cannot decide to get pregnant this year, then you go for the cover. That is how the insurance works.
Okay.
And also for the, you wanted to ask?
Yeah. Because I also realized that in medical insurance, you have to have they have what is called a waiting period, a 1 year waiting period.
Yes.
I don't know. Is that an insurance thing, or what's that about?
I think it's an insurance thing, and also just to see, because these things, insurance is a business. You need to understand that.
Yes.
And also you cannot just dive into a loss-making
business.
So you need to do some analysis and everything.
Yeah.
That's why they have their own actuaries to do underwriting and everything of everything that is involved when it comes to insurance.
Yes.
Because medical is expensive, especially in Africa.
Yeah.
And it is one thing that really takes our money.
Yeah.
So I feel like the government is doing something towards this, which is a very good thing.
Yeah.
But as we wait for the government to come into play, we need to do our own, get a security fund where we're able to, or medical cover, we're able to save towards these things that, have you been into a hospital? Have you been in a hospital where you get an emergency and you don't have money? And most of the time it happens like that, like 90 out of 100%.
Yeah, it's so unplanned.
So going through your phone book,
tafuta
ni nani nitapigia.
At that point, yes,
and
can be a bit tricky.
With the hard economic times right now, people are dealing with life. You can't expect they just have money lying around to help you.
Waiting for you.
Yes.
Yeah.
So why don't we take charge of this and just work around it?
Yeah.
Do great budgeting that can give us an allowance to have a medical cover.
Okay.
Yes.
That's actually it. You have to understand that people also sometimes, like she said, don't just sit around and wait for you. Hi, Rosie, I need 20,000. That doesn't work. Even if someone has, they have to actually think if they are willing to give you. And there are many factors to consider before someone actually decides to, lend you money or give you or anything. You can take the matters into your own hands by getting a medical cover, and you'll be sorted. So yeah,
for the medical cover, some corporate have it's a way of retaining your clients. They can take a cover for you.
Employees now.
Yes.
Okay.
So this makes me think about when you're going for an interview.
Yeah.
Some of my friends tell me that some took specific jobs because they had an insurance policy.
Oh,
yes.
Speaking about that, there's a friend of mine by the Aliniambia, sometime last week. He works as a driver for a certain school, and he was in the matatu industry. He used to be a matatu driver, the long buses, the big buses. And he left the work and went to work for that particular other place because they give him insurance.
Yeah.
and he's been there for 2-3 months now. And last month, I think, one of his children was unwell, and he went to the hospital and he only paid, he told me 100 bob for consultation, and the rest was covered by insurance. So he's like, even if he's being paid like 20 Gs to work in that company, he's willing to take the 20K and plus the medical cover, instead of being in the matatu industry where you're paid on a daily basis and you don't have a medical cover.
Yeah. So most of the entrepreneurs, casuals, people don't have medical insurance cover.
Yeah.
And you can just get into an accident and
Things happen.
yeah, things happen. And sometimes you're not at the right mind.
Yeah.
Especially when you get a loved one in hospital.
Yeah.
It's not like a very good mood.
It's chaotic.
Yes.
Yeah.
Especially if you in the casual like Juakali sector, you're not able to go to work.
Yeah.
Because
and
you
so
have a loved
means
one.
you
Yes, so you
won't be
need
paid.
to, you cannot balance, we are human beings.
Yeah.
So I think we should embrace just try to learn and familiarize ourselves with medical insurance.
Yeah.
And that's why we are here to educate you, and you can still get in touch for a free discovery call. You can call us, you can talk to you about more information about the insurance cover that you can offer, depending on your budget.
Yes. And this goes to all insurance, not only medical. Life insurance, retirement.
It's a one-stop shop for everything.
Yeah, we can discuss further in details, about that. Okay, so Jill, tell us more about motor insurance. Maybe a good example or a bad example that has made you learn a few more important, important details when it comes to handling of motor insurance.
Okay.
Yeah.
So currently the market has really changed in terms of how you buy insurance.
Yeah.
Kitambo, you used just to go to an insurance company and line up there and waste time just waiting for the cover to come. But nowadays you can get insurance online.
Yeah.
Within 45 minutes, everything is done. Valuation has been done. A letter for valuation has been issued. The insurance cover has been issued. You've already made payment. So the technology has come in to improve the industry.
Yeah.
So I say that is something to really admire and just think about where the insurance industry is going.
And how it has come from.
Yes.
Yeah.
So much growth.
Yeah.
Let me give you a scenario where somebody, a claim that we recently dealt with, a client is driving on the road, has 2 more people in the vehicle, they're all sober, but on a certain road, they meet a drunk driver who is not at his best, like sober.
Obviously he's drunk.
He's not sober.
Yeah.
So they hit him, the client.
Yeah.
So this person was able to get out of the vehicle, and after getting into the accident, do you know how to go about it when you are involved in an accident? Do you have any idea?
I don't.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
I
first
call
of
my
all,
husband.
But if you don't have a husband?
I have one, so I don't know the other side.
Okay. Now, so for example, it's usually a nerve-wracking experience. Would I say that, or it's not the best? You're not in the best mental state because of the shock.
Yeah.
So some people might take advantage and come and steal from you.
Yeah.
Take your phone, or that's why we put a sticker on the windscreen. So in case you lose our contact, you're able to check there and maybe get another person to give your phone to call us.
Yeah.
So in this instant, this person was driving on the road, gets hit with this drunk driver. They have to stop, definitely.
Yeah.
The vehicle rolls on the road, but thank God everybody is okay, except one person who got injured.
Yeah.
So first of all, you need to know what to deal with first. For example, if somebody has been hurt, in the vehicle, you need to attend to that
person
first.
Yes.
Yes. But technically, you need to take information of the other person. You can take a photo of the vehicle, the number plate, or maybe the insurance sticker.
Yeah.
So you'll be able to track these people.
Yes.
So this person was able to call us.
Yeah.
We were able to send a tow truck.
Yeah.
That's a flatbed, depending on the type of vehicle, because you cannot put an X7. You cannot use a this kawaida one to pull it.
Oh, yes.
Yes. So we get you a flat bed. It usually varies with the insurance company between 30 to 50,000. That is on reimbursement. Something to mention again. Insurance doesn't pay you upon request. So you need to issue receipts. Make sure you get a receipt for you to be compensated. And also the person who was injured in the vehicle was taken to a hospital, and there was an amount of 30,000 that was reimbursed to this person after presenting the receipts. So you need to have like a evidence of everything that you need. But the story is we just need to get more information about the scenario of the scene of the accident, and take photos and even take contacts of the bystanders in case of an investigation, because if the case is not making sense, you just know that insurance is all about utmost good faith. So you need to tell your insurance representative or the insurance company the truth about the situation.
Okay, so basically you're saying if these guys didn't have an insurance, this case could have been a whole lot.
And to make it worse, let me just worsen the situation, just to make you think about how this can make an impact on your financial stability. For example, this car is on hire purchase. You've not completed paying. So what happens? If it's a write-off,
it's a whole different story now.
So this means that if you're comprehensively insured, the insurance will come in
and cover
as your risk protector and take over. So your vehicle will you'll be compensated, and your person who was taken to the hospital will be, and your vehicle will be taken care of in terms of towing.
Interesting. So that's just one amongst many scenarios of why you should have an insurance cover. Obviously, because half of the people know this, but there are also other people who always are, this can't happen to me. It can happen to anyone.
And also I forgot to mention that the windscreen and the window glasses are usually covered, depending on the insurance company, up to a certain limit, between 50,000 to 75. But you cannot compare, for example, an Audi or German vehicles to Toyotas, because give you an example of maybe an X7 BMW, the windscreen would go up to 250,000. So you need to load it up to that amount. So if the insurance gives you up to a certain amount, but after that, the next extra 10,000, you'd go, for example, if it's 60,000, you would add 1,000 for the extra 10,000, because the insurance gives you up to 50. So the extra 50, which is 10,000 shillings, you'll have to add 1,000 on top. Yes.
Interesting. So there's also this guy who I met some time back, and he was like, insurance companies, especially when you get into an incident or accident, they will not compensate you if you have not, you do not have, for example, if your car, the side mirror was, stolen or broken, they will not compensate you because it's too little. What's that about?
That is all about excess protector. Yes. So it needs to...
Is there a certain amount your car has to... Do you have to be hit to a certain amount, for example, 25,000 for you to be covered?
There's something called excess, and I think you should continue watching our channel, because I'll explain it further, because it's a different
trajectory.
Yes.
Okay.
So usually there's an excess protector, which is a 0.25 of the value of the vehicle, depending on the value of the vehicle.
Yes.
For example, the value is 1 million, it will be at 25,000.
Okay.
So up to a certain limit, you need to have an excess protector to cover you up to a certain limit. But technically it means that the first payment needs to come from you.
Why do I need to pay the first payment and I have an insurance company?
That's a very good question that you've asked. So there's something called an excess protector. But allow me to mention just a bit of it, because it's a topic on its own. So usually it's a 2.5 of the value of the vehicle, depending on the value of the vehicle again. Am I making sense?
Yeah, you are.
Okay. So there's a minimum amount. Usually it's about 15,000 to 100. So this means that you need to get an excess protector that will cover you up to the limit. The minimum is 15,000 and the maximum is 100,000. So if the damage is less than that amount given, the insurance will ask you to do the first contribution towards it. But you can discuss that in a different topic, because There's excess protector in so many insurance products, and I'd like us to talk about it separately.
Okay.
Yes.
Sawa. Definitely that's going to be a topic for another day.
Yes.
And any final words as we come to the close of our second episode?
I think they should just keep watching. There is great content coming.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about all things business related, how to save money, just everything related to founders.
Okay.
Yes.
Sawa. So thank you so much, guys, for watching our episode and subscribing to our YouTube channel. Continue engaging with us. Leave your comments on the description box below.
And questions.
And we shall get back to you definitely. And we will catch you on next time, I guess.
Until next time.
Bye, guys.
Bye.